Jai Hind students, how are you all? I hope you all are well. Now in the second module of rural livelihood, we will talk about terrace farming in Nagaland. So in this farming, the people of the village, the name of the village is Chezami, which is located in the Fake district in Nagaland. They belong to the Chakhesang community and they do terrace cultivation. Now we should know what is the meaning of this. The land on a hill slope which is made into flat plots means the land which are present in the hill slope, they are made as a flat plot and carved out in different steps, means they carve steps on that hill slope just like the small stairs. The sides of each plot are raised in order to retain water. This allows water to stand in the field, which is the best for rice cultivation. The people of Chizami have their own individual fields, but they also work collectively in each other's fields and they form groups of 6 to 8 people and take the entire mountain side to clean the weed on it. Each group eats together once their work for the day is over. This goes on for several days until the work is completed. Now we will talk about the condition of agricultural laborers and farmers in India. Just like the Kalpattu village, there are agricultural laborers like Tulasi. There are several many small landless farmers. There are small farmers like Shekhar and big farmers like Ramalingam. And in India, 2 out of every 5 rural families are agricultural laborer family. All of them depend on the work they do on other people's field to earn a living. Many of them are landless and others may own very small plots of land. In the case of small farmers like Shekhar, their land is barely enough to meet their needs. And in India, 80% farmers even belong to this group. And only 20% of the farmers in our country are like Ramalingam. This large farmer cultivate most of the land in the villages. A large part of their produce is sold in the market. Many of them have started their own business such as shops, money lending, trading, small factories and so on. And in this way we can say that the farming in Kalpattu, apart from the farming, many people in rural areas depend upon the collection of the forest, annual husbandry, dairy produce, fishing and there are several other work. Even in some villages of central India, both farming and collection from the forest are important source of livelihood. Collecting mahua, tendu leaves, honey to be sold to traders is an important source of additional income. Now we will talk about fishing villages. There are certain villages or certain people who depend on fishing cultivation. Here we will talk about Aruna and Parivelan. There is one village known as Pudupet that is not very far from Kalpattu. There the people earn their livelihood by the cultivation of fishing. They generally wake up early in the morning and that early means around just that is midnight for us. By 2 or 3 a.m. they get up, they go for catching the fish and they return by 7 o'clock. Now here there is a story that at about 7 o'clock in the morning there is a lot of activity on the beach. This is the time when the catamarans return, means you can understand by 7 a.m. they return after catching the fish. And they first of all they catch, when they return then their wives or the women members of their family, they gather all the fishes and they sell those fishes in the market. So Aruna is saying that my husband Parivelan, my brother and my brother-in-law returned late today and she was quite worried. they went to the sea together in the catamaran. They said that they were caught in a storm, and I have kept aside some fish for the family. I will auction the rest, and the money that I get from the auction will be divided into 4 shares. 3 for 3 of them, and 1 share will be kept for the equipment. So, the women who buy fish here will carry them in all the fishes in the basket to be sold in the nearby villages. And then there are other like traders who buy for the shops in the town. So you can understand that how they work so hard for catching the fish. By 2 a.m. they get up and they go for catching fishes, and sometime they are caught in the storm. There are certain natural calamities, as you can see in the middle of ocean, that any dangerous activities can take place and they can be caught in that. But having all the risk, they go to catch the fish to run their livelihood. This was all about Aruna and Parivalan. And there are certain people who live their life, especially in the rural areas. They work so hard, and people in rural areas earn their living in various ways, such as they work on farms, while others earn their livelihood doing their non-farm activities. Working on farm involves a lot of work, that is sowing, weeding, harvesting of crops. And in the same way, we find the landless laborers who work or who move to the towns in search of work. So how tough, how hard their life, and how they survive and how they struggle to meet their daily needs, that we came to know in this chapter. So for the further queries, please be in touch. Thank you. Jai Hind.